At exactly 2:14 in the morning, security cameras outside a quiet roadside cafe in Florida captured something police would later refuse to describe. Only a single, grainy still frame ever leaked online. It showed a smear of blood across the concrete, like careless, hurried handwriting. And on the forehead of a young woman, a single word written, tasty. To understand how a shy college girl named Maya ended up there, you'd have to go back 6 months earlier. Back to a crowded American college campus where noise, laughter, and judgment filled every hallway, and where one boy, Jimmy, never belonged. He was a Nigerian transfer student, the same age as everyone else, but he was treated like an urban legend before he'd even earned it. Always alone, never invited, whispered about behind cupped hands. People mocked his accent, his skin, and the way he watched everyone just a second too long. He never laughed at jokes, never ate in the cafeteria, never flinched when bullies tried to provoke him. Soon, the rumors began to grow. Quiet at first, then louder, that something about him wasn't right, that he was a psycho, dangerous, the kind of person you instinctively avoided. Maya noticed him. She noticed him the way empathetic people notice pain they not supposed to look at from a distance, silently, feeling a pang of guilt for doing nothing. Maya was shy, deeply introverted, the kind of girl who could type paragraphs of emotion on her phone but would freeze when spoken to face. Every time she saw Jimmy sitting by himself, her chest would tighten, but the fear of social judgment always won. Talking to him meant becoming a target herself. One afternoon, she finally asked her confident best friend, Amanda, about him. She asked gently, "Do you think it'd be okay to talk to Jimmy? Just so he doesn't feel so lonely?" Amanda's face changed instantly. "Don't," she warned. "Maya, just don't," she told her. Jimmy wasn't just weird, he was dangerous. That girls avoided making eye contact with him, and even the guys on the football team refused to sit near him in class. She recounted a time he sat beside her for just 5 minutes, and the air felt heavy, wrong, negative, like something was watching from inside him. Maya laughed it off nervously, confused. How could someone so quiet and calm be a monster? If he were truly dangerous, surely he would have slipped up in class at least once. But he never did. Weeks later, one quiet night, Maya was lying on her bed, scrolling endlessly on her phone, unable to focus on her studies. Her mind kept returning to Jimmy. Curiosity finally overcame her fear, and she searched for him on Chatter app. She scrolled through dozens of profiles before finding one with one photos. No bio, just a name, Jimmy. Instead of sending a friend request, she saved the profile, watching it silently for days, for hours at a time. She found nothing unusual, nothing at all. Until one night, at 12:30 a.m., her finger hovered over the screen. An inner voice whispered, "Don't do it, don't do it." But the thought of not knowing, of never finding out who he really was, became unbearable. She sent the request. Weeks passed with no response. Every notification on her phone made her heart jump. Then, one night, it happened. The request was accepted. Days went by with no messages. Just two strangers, living parallel lives. Finally, Maya couldn't stand it anymore and typed a simple, "Hi." Within seconds, Jimmy replied. That first conversation stretched for hours. His messages were polite, intelligent, soft-spoken. He was nothing like the monster she'd been warned about. Week by week, their late-night chats became a routine. Laughter replaced fear, and Maya felt something growing that she didn't fully understand. When she told Amanda, her friend was horrified. She begged her to stop, insisting Jimmy wasn't good for her, that every instinct she had screamed danger. But Maya, blinded by the connection she felt, ignored her. One quiet evening, Maya and Jimmy confessed their feelings for each other. After that, Amanda pulled away completely, leaving Maya isolated. Maya had chosen Jimmy over everyone else. For 6 months, they existed in their own private world on campus. No friends, no parties, just whispered conversations and stolen moments between classes. Then, slowly, subtly, Jimmy began to change. He started asking Maya to go out with him at night. He insisted again and again until she finally gave in. She lied to her parents, telling them she was staying at Amanda's to work on an assignment, even though she hadn't spoken to her best friend in weeks. That night, they drove for what felt like hours, down empty roads stretching into the darkness. Maya casually asked if she could meet his parents sometime. The question seemed to freeze him mid-drive. He smiled, a tight, strange smile, and said, "Maybe next time." Then he added, "Don't cry when you do." She was confused, but let it go. When she suggested they stop for dinner at a cafe, Jimmy stiffened. He refused to eat, joking darkly that he only liked fresh meat. Maya laughed uneasily as she ate her meal alone, unaware that some jokes are just confessions in disguise. He finally drove her to his home, deep beyond the city. Into a forest where the streetlights vanished, and all sounds seemed to die. Maya's excitement turned to a cold dread as she stepped inside the house. She screamed. Hanging against the far wall were two half-eaten human bodies, their faces frozen in terror. She recognized them instantly. They were the two college boys who used to bully Jimmy. When she turned back, Jimmy's face was no longer human. His bones were reshaping. His eyes were glowing, his teeth lengthening into a wolf's snarl as he whispered, "Fresh meat." Maya ran. She ran screaming into the forest where no one could hear her. At 2 o'clock in the morning, she ran until she realized the trees never changed, that the path was looping endlessly. And then, 3 figures emerged from the darkness. It was Jimmy, and beside him stood 2 massive wolves, his parents standing upright, starving. He growled. He wanted to meet them. The attack was over in seconds. The next morning, commuters screamed when they found Maya's body, placed carefully near the entrance of that roadside cafe, half-eaten, with a message written in blood on her forehead. The police closed the case quietly, officially ruling it an animal attack. But the students at her college whispered. They said Jimmy vanished that same night, that his name was completely removed from the school's records. They say that sometimes, late at night, near those forest roads, drivers still see a figure standing like a man, just waiting, and wolf sound keep coming. If this story chilled you, if you felt that slow dread creeping in, subscribe now. Because some urban legends aren't born from stories. They're born from the mistakes people make when they ignore every single warning. Thanks for watching.